All right, we're talking web design. And my biggest piece of advice in terms of web design for small business owners is be in control, or at least have access to the control. I know so many small business owners who hire a web developer and are completely hands off their websites. And to me, that's a major threat because your website is your house, right? It is your front door, your front lawn, your living room and kitchen. What I mean by that is your website is where people will find you on the internet. Your website is where you will bring people in to your company and convince them that you're a great person to do business with. Your website is the place where you can make them a home-cooked dinner and then give it to them. If you operate a website properly, it can do everything you need a business to do. And just as an example, if we were talking about a hair salon or something like that, you could have your business have its real estate on the internet and maybe your Google searchable when someone searches hair salon. You're being found because of your geographic location and people are clicking in, and your front page is like your lawn and front yard of your house. They're going to make a quick decision about whether or not they want to do business with you. Then you'll try your best to welcome them inside of your house. And so hopefully they'll click off from that landing page onto their next step, where you convince them to make an appointment. And that's where you're convincing them to stay for dinner in your living room. And if they say yes, then there's a button on your website for you to quickly click and make a reservation right there. They don't have to call anyone. It's all automated. And before you know it, you've got dinner guests and you've got new clients. Now, the reason why I think it's a major threat if, as a business owner, you don't have the capability to edit your own website is because if you're running some sort of deal, maybe there's an emergency and you have to be closed on a certain day. I mean, your website is still one of the best ways to communicate with people. This is where you put your banner up because you're having a sale or because you are closed for whatever reason, maybe you're going on vacation or something like that. People are going to be looking for that up-to-date information on your website. And if your web developer isn't able to answer in time that you are closed for the day and isn't able to update that website within 24 hours, then there could be some serious problems and you're going to lower your customer experience. So the easiest solution to this is using a web builder. And odds are your web developer probably already is using a web builder like Weebly, like Wix, like Shopify. There is a large number, and the beauty of this is if you have a web developer or someone, they can have access to it and they can do the professional job, but you can, at the click of a button, drag and drop, change the picture on the landing page and update your customers about what's going on. All right, so I have a short list of my recommendations in terms of web builders. So here it is for their different functions. All right, if you are selling products online, the 100% best route to go is Shopify. There is no other competitor that has what Shopify has, and they're pretty reasonably priced, maybe a little bit premiumly priced. However, you get what you pay for, and this is industry standard. Really, Shopify is where to be if you're selling physical products. Now, if you're selling digital products, or maybe you just need a blog, or maybe you have a newsletter, I think Weebly is a reasonable website builder to go with, and I think it's reasonably priced. I'm not sure. Of course, it's a Google search away. I'm just trying to point you in the right direction right now. If you're selling coaching sessions or you are trying to make an e-course or anything like that, I would recommend Podia as a good option. Now, in terms of getting your domain, it's really easy to manage. I personally use GoDaddy. It's an industry leader and it's one of the oldest in the market. But of course, there are a bunch of others, and it's always interesting to keep your eyes open and your mind open about new domains that you might want to be buying, because they are digital real estate at the end of the day. Okay, let's talk website anatomy, right? There are a couple different pages that are essential, and here they are. homepage. This is where people come from Google when they search your name. This is the page they're going to land on. Now, oftentimes on a homepage, you see a lot of sliding banners that are, well, they call them hero images. And basically what these are they are notifications, they're updates, they are you saying, hey, this winter we're having a discount on XYZ. Have you seen this new blog post? It's really great. It's a slideshow. That's at the top usually. And then you can go into showing people where to go. It's a navigational page, really, in my opinion. After that, there is another important page, which is the About Us page. Every single company should have this, because if I'm going to a new barbershop, I want to read that About Us page early. That if I'm comparing two barbershops, the About Us page may be my deciding page next to the pricing model and, maybe customer testimonials. But the About Us page is so important, and that's where you have the opportunity to tell your story and really differentiate your brand. It's so important. Next, of course, you've got a contact page, and this is really important too, because if you don't have your Google stuff all set up where people can find your updated phone number or maybe an email address, something like that, the location of your business, the contact page is really important, and you got to have one. And oftentimes with these web builders, you can have a form for the contact, so you don't have to actually give out an email address, and it comes into you in like a standardized form. And so that can be really helpful for us business owners. Okay, privacy policy, shipping policy, refund policy, terms of services. If you're working with Meta or any big organizations, they're going to want to see that you have privacy policies. Your policies are important, but honestly, they can generally be cookie cutter. You don't have to put too much thought and effort into these. They are things that can kind of cover your back in case of, maybe your shipping policy says that, we aim for 7-day shipping. However, this can be extended to 14 days. And when we say 14 days, it's actually business days. And you can kind of cover yourself by having that fine print in there for whatever you really need. And so that's why they can be valuable, but don't be afraid to just use a cookie cutter and then fill in the blanks. And finally, this last piece of a website I find to be the most exciting tool, and it's a landing page. And I have 10 different landing pages that are all for different functions. And what a landing page is it is a custom page that someone lands on because of a reason. Okay, so I could have 3 different advertisements going on right now, and each of them go to a different landing page. And one thing that's important about a landing page is that you want that landing page to match the advertisement that they came from. And so when they come from that advertisement and go to the landing page, when they land there, the imagery should be similar, the font, the colors should be similar, so that they know that they're in the right place. And that's just a high-level philosophical landing page tactic. However, another tactic with landing pages is that there should be minimal decisions to be made. Usually 1 button per landing page. That is the sweet spot. And what it is you are bringing them down so that they click that 1 button and they buy, or they put in their email address to get your newsletter, or they sign up for a session with you at your salon, something like that. There is one reason to be on that landing page. And for that reason, you can have multiple different landing pages that have different different calls to action, and you use them in different ways. And so if somebody's seeing your traffic advertisement and they land on a landing page, you could be trying to get them to, that they're not quite ready to buy. So you say, okay, we'll suffice for just having a sign up for my newsletter. Or if they're from a sales ad, okay, they should be ready to buy. So on this landing page, I'm going to optimize it to try to sell them on the product. Another landing page could be, they're coming from my YouTube channel. And what's a natural route to get somebody from my YouTube channel? What is the next step that I want them to make? Well, maybe it's to follow you on your other social medias. And so it's a landing page that brings them down to, something where they can, see a preview of your Instagram page and then follow your Instagram page. Or there are endless functions, and every single different use case can be different. And landing pages are a great way to get people to do what you want them to do.